New scenario. Picture this. Maybe this has happened to you. Maybe it's happened to your team. Maybe you've seen this in college. Maybe you've seen this at the pro game. The most talented team in the league, and they lose. Maybe not every year, but often enough where they lose enough, and it's to a team with less talent. It's not that they play harder. The other team plays harder for each other. They play harder together. Or the shortstop with a cannon of an arm who doesn't trust her second baseman, so the double play never really turns. That's not a talent problem. That's a teammate problem. Today we're going to talk about the inch that multiplies every other inch, the people around you, your athletes. So inch number 3 in the head. First there's mindset, then there's knowledge of your sport, and then there's what comes out of your mouth. It's still in your head, and I call that teammates. How do you work with people? Nobody builds a champion alone. Your athlete becomes the average of the people they're always around. The right ones raise the ceiling, and the wrong ones quietly cap it. So this inch is not soft. It's the multiplier. We're going to talk about 3 circles today. The 3 circles that every athlete has. Every athlete has 3 circles. First is their squad. That's the players right next to them, their closest friends often on the field, because iron sharpens iron. Second, though, there's the leadership team. That's the coaches, that's the captains. They lead the team, they uphold the standard, they implement the standard. Accountability starts up there. But third, and it's oftentimes a circle that's neglected or overshadowed, it's that support team. Family, mentors, trainers, the people behind the scenes that keep them going. It's the GAs in college, it's the interns. All of that matters. So if you can map all 3, ask the honest question, is each circle raising the standard or lowering it? Now, throughout all these discussions and all these points that we make today and throughout this whole series, if you can get in the habit of doing one thing, you're going to watch this video, go through the ideas, always look through the lens, now what? Jim taught me something, now what? Do I just blow it off? Do I take notes? Do I act on it? Do I check it against somebody else? Do I check it against my own thinking? Do I do the assessment? Do I do the analysis? Now what? Now what do I do? Do I implement anything? Do I change anything? Do I add something? Do I delete something? If you constantly ask, now what? There's going to be some type of analysis for yourself that's going to lead to some kind of action item one way or the other. And the point is to move forward. So throughout all of this, constantly look through the lens of now what? What do I do? So let's talk about the process. We want to survive first and then thrive and then win. Here's the climb, and let's use softball. First, you just start to survive. How do you do that? You know your role and you do your job, just like Bill Belichick says, do your job. You know your position, you hit the cutoff, you cover your base, you're not the weak link. You're doing everything that you're asked to do. You're there on time, you're doing all the work, you're compliant. You're not pushing, you're not competitive yet, you're not at that level. First, you just simply become compliant and make sure you do your job. Working on thriving comes next, so have to evolve this. Communication must change. You connect with more people. You make the players around you better. You know your job and the player's job around you, and you communicate that. That's the double play. You throw to where the second baseman will be, not where she is, because you trust her. Now, notice what I'm doing here. In each section, I'm going to say what the section is, and then dive into the section. So when I said there's 3 different, let's talk about 3 different circles of teammates here. I'm going to talk about 3 different circles, and then we go into the 3 circles, the leadership team, the squad on the field, and the support team. The same thing must happen with your teammate. So if you're the shortstop, you need to you must label what's going to happen next to your second baseman. Hey, second baseman, I'm going to throw the ball to where you're expected to be in this situation. I'm going to trust you're going to be there. I'm not just going to think that's what I'm going to do and then make it happen. And then that second baseman could be surprised, might not be. But until you guys are in sync and you guys can read each other's cues and you look over that person, they shake their head or they wink and you know what that means, you communicate it in advance. You make it absolutely crystal clear what's going to happen, and then you make it happen. You build the trust that way. Confidence comes from reps. The first rep is speaking it out loud. The second rep is making it happen in practice. Same thing with the pitcher and the catcher working together as a battery. That's backing up every single throw. Now we're starting to thrive. We're trusting each other. We're building each other up. Now we're going to that last level, that winning level. You become the culture carrier. You're the one who sprints in to pick up your teammate after a mistake or after an error. You bring the dugout energy even when you're down 3. You lead when it's the last inning and everyone's tight. You're there first, you leave last. Write these things down. I leave first. I'm there first, I leave last. That's a checkbox to know when you're starting to thrive. So you write down, now what? Well, if I'm thriving, I'm the one that's going to be pushing people in the last inning. Write that down so that when it's the last inning, you know, you're cued, hey, I want to thrive here. This is my next task. This is my now what answer to that question. This last inning, I need to be pushing. We just had Tom Ryan on, head wrestling coach, Ohio State. Episode dropped that this week. He says, I want to make sure I get this right. The size of your fight is directly proportionate to the depth of your love. If you love yourself and you're drowning, you're going to fight to the end so you don't drown. If you love your kid and the kid's drowning, you're going to fight to the end until so that kid doesn't drown because you love that kid. If you love your teammate, you're going to fight to the end until that kid, that teammate, is succeeding as much as you or more. Once you love that person, you feel like it's an extension. So as a parent, as a father, my own kids feel like extensions of me, like my arm, like I have another arm or an extension of me. You want yourself to be doing well, feeling good. You want the same thing for your teammate when you love that person. So that's going to be directly proportionate. That means it's equal. The fight is equal to your level of love. Coaches build the whole progression. So being a great teammate is taught by role and by level, not left to chance. That means it's got to be communicated. So chemistry is not luck. Let's talk about chemistry next. It's built. It's systematic. Shared adversity, reps together. It's in the weight room. It's extra sprints. It's the real communication and service to each other. Let's talk about service to each other. Each player needs to have at least one ally, either on the field, in the organization, or off, where that person is the same thing as that mirror that holds you accountable. If I look in the mirror and there's food in my teeth, the mirror's going to tell me. If I look in the mirror and I'm dogging my effort, the mirror's going to tell me. We just had Scott Bird on a couple of weeks ago, national champ winner at Oklahoma under Barry Switzer, coached 40 plus MLB athletes, 80 plus NFLs, whatever, a ton. The dude's a stud. He says you give respect to get respect, and you're authentic and consistent. So with my allies or my other teammates alone, you don't just do that, show respect. You articulate it. You make it clear. Hey man, I'm always going to show you respect because I want to make sure I receive the same. So the expectation is I'm going to give you respect all the time. The expectation is, as I've earned it, you show it back to me. And when it's not clicking, something's off, you must talk about it. So you give respect to get respect, but let them know that you're going to be authentic and consistent. So here's the coach's job. You don't just leave chemistry to chance. You engineer connection reps, accountability partners and allies, like I mentioned, team challenges, doing this together, hard things that they get through together. Something hard for our teammates. Two teammates might be, hey, we're going to track our food for the week and see where we're leaking. The kids won't build it on their own. They don't know to. They're not 40, 50, 60 years old with decades of experience and wisdom. They need to be told it, shown it, legislated it, inspired why to do that, give them the whys behind it. They won't build it on their own. You build it for them, and you and the captains enforce the standard. You want to be worth following. Let's talk about that next. It starts with the mirror. You can't pour from an empty cup, so bring energy, bring a good attitude, be reliable. So you're driving over to the ballpark, you're driving over to the facility, you're on the way there with your parents. Look in the mirror in the car. You know what kind of day you just had. You know what kind of morning you just had. Recognize that. I don't feel so good today. How do I show up with a good attitude? I don't feel great today. I'm kind of pissed off about this. How do I show up with energy? What is my process? Now what do I do? Get out of the car, see your teammates, say hi to everyone. Hey Brian, hey Jeremy, hey Chris, hey Mikey, what's going on? Just start off by greeting everybody. Hey, how you doing? You look them in the eye, you engage. Let them know that they're being seen and felt and heard. All right? Just start with that. Practice over with, hey man, see you later, see you tomorrow. Nice job. Go to everyone. Hey, see you later. When people would leave my gym, I'd say bye to everybody. People would walk into my gym. Hey, how you doing? Ready to get after it? So even if I'm feeling like crap, that's an easy mechanic. It's an easy tactic to bring some positive energy, even when you feel like crap. So if you bring the energy and you bring a good attitude, now you got to be reliable. Be the teammate you would want lined up next to you. That mirror. What would you want? Be that person, because your standard on your worst day sets the floor for the whole team. At a minimum, I know I can do this. The brain recognizes that. It does nothing but pattern recognition. I know that when Jim comes on, he's at least going to say hi to me every day. That's the floor. That's the minimum. That's the expectation. All right, I have that going. Chemistry's being built. Now, here's the test. We're going to work backwards. Run a quick SWOT analysis on just a teammate's inch. Remember the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Who's raising them? Who's capping them? Where's the weak link? The number one strength that players have as teammates, whatever they're doing well, that's their competitive advantage. That's what they're doing to move the needle to win. Keep pushing that habit. What's the weakness? The number one weakness is their limiting factor. That's their weak link in the chain. That's how they get beat. That's how they lose. Opportunities, where can they move the needle? The threat, how does a team really lose? How does a team get hurt? Bad communication, bad chemistry, the play at second, runners running, diving, sliding, bad communication, athletes' legs get taken out, ACL tear. Bad teammates, bad connections. There's a real injury. That's the real threat. It's not even the loss. It's that we're losing a teammate for 12 months. For a high school kid, give them one connection habit. Lay it out, coaches. Pick up a teammate after every practice. Hey, just pick up one teammate. Or one real check-in a day. But give them a task, have them do it, hold them to it, make sure they do it. 2 weeks later, everyone's doing this task. Great. Evolve it. For the college athlete, you got to flip these things. Define exactly what the elite team culture looks like, then work backwards to the daily behaviors that build it. Quantify it, list it out. Hey, these are our minimum standards. This is our floor. We're going to work backwards. We want to have this. When we're clicking, when we're championship level, we should be hitting these things. Lay it out for them, work backwards. Every 30 days, rescore. If you want this scored for you in the free assessment that runs through every athlete, through all 6 athlete builder blocks and tracks trend over time. Links in the description, athletebuilder.com/assessment test. Keep stacking wins, win the day, stay relentless.